Friday evening, Voyager hockey fans. Welcome to the home opener at the Pere Ice Arena. The Voyageurs are going to be hosting the Kingsford Flivvers. Not a team we get to see too often, but very excited to see a new group. And we also get the excitement of our new cream uniforms. I wouldn't say I like them, I would say I love them. So awesome to have our cream uniforms with the red. But tonight, in goal for the Voyageurs will be number 1, Nathan Frank. On defense will be Van Helden and Wisco. And your forwards tonight starting will be Greenia, Burkholz, and Lee. We're going to take a pause here for the national anthem, and we'll come right back at you after that. All right, probably just about a minute till puck drop here. If you tuned in for the JV game, a tough one, to say the least. Houghton came down and we lost 8-0. Tough one for that group, but I'm sure they'll bounce back tomorrow at Fond du Lac. 4 o'clock Fond du Lac for Varsity, and then JV at 6 o'clock, flipping it tomorrow. Voyageurs sit at 2-0-1 on the season. Won the tournament, KMMO tournament down in Deerfield, 4-2 win Friday night. Little disruption because of weather on Saturday. Came back with a 2-2 tie against Springs and won in a shootout. And then on Tuesday, a 7-2 win over Appleton United on the road. So this is our first home game. Starting for Kingsford, their goalie is number 35, Nate Scullin. On D, number 5, Seth Greenleaf. Number 12, Carter Stieber. 13, Will Mervich, one of the forwards. Number 7, Casey Klitsch. And number 8, Jake Dieter. Getting started here momentarily. We'd like to thank Old Bird Media, Jeff Barker and Old Bird Media, their crew. If you're liking the picture tonight, that's the difference. Got a little more production than normal. And we're off with opening face-off. Burkholz wins it, sends it down in and up into the stands, flipped up by one of the Kingsford players, and that's going to be a face-off down on their goalie's glove side. Just 6 seconds in, not much action yet. Kingsford able to win the draw, but Voyageurs had it for momentarily. Now Kingsford breaks out with it. A little 2-on-2. Van Helden able to separate the player from the puck. Wisco skates it out. Tries to get it out to the wing to Lee. Lee over to Burkholz. Burkholz to Greenia. Greenia tries to make a move in. Outnumbered, and they were able to take him off the puck. A couple of changes there. Kazarek out on the ice. Now Kingsford trying to get it out. Flips it out past Van Helden. Wisco picks him up. Wisco able to good stick away. Now over to Van Helden. Van Helden with the long pass up to Greenia. Greenia's going to have to go for the change, but Smith is out. He's going to be the first one of the puck. Smith tries to center it. We're in the middle of a change. Didn't have the numbers we were looking for. And Kingsford able to flip it out to center. Smith is the first one there. He dumps it deep. Got the red line, so no icing. Kingsford comes up along their bench. Austin Lee Wiehausen with the forecheck. And they get it out now up to Smith. Oh, sorry, Weehausen. Weehausen had it up. Dose lost momentarily. Now Kingsford able to dump, and they're going to change. Wafel has it in behind the net. Looking, skating it up. He's going to get the red. Now Kingsford able to take it. Kingsford tries to send it down. Nope. We go ahead and make some more changes. Palmer Anderson out for the first time. Kingsford gets the red, dumps it down. Wafel's going to go behind the goal line and grab it. Makes one move, makes a man miss. Has it, gets it over behind to Dose. Dose looking. Tried a long pass, but it hit LaBelle at the blue line. Another change, Wyatt Williams out. Wafel's out, he's got it. Goes for the long pass, tries for Anderson. Anderson couldn't connect on it. Now with a long pass. Kingsford, they're going to have some changes. Wafel and Dose, they've been out for a while. They're going to need a change. Wafel looking for the long pass. He's got Palmer Anderson. Anderson flips it. Was looking for to go off for a change. Now he's going back to the wing. Palmer Anderson dumps it deep, got the red, and Kingsford gathers it in behind their own net. Not too much action so far. About 2.5 minutes in. Neither team with a shot on goal. Reed Sands now out. Verbort on defense as well for the Voyageurs. Wyatt Williams, had a little turnover, but we were able to recover. Now Austin Lee has it with speed, makes a move. He's got Wyatt Williams on his left. Over to Williams, Williams with the shot. Sticked aside by the goalie. Controlled the rebound. Kingsford looking for the long pass, not able to get there. Verbort gets it, sends it over to Sands. Sands inside our own zone, gets it up to Max Grenia. Grenia onside with Burkholz. One of the Flivvers able to knock it away from Grenia. They get it out to center. Wisco out, and now Van Helden back over to Wisco. Up to Landon Smith. Smith with the short pass. He and Grenia couldn't quite connect. Van Helden able to use his body to wall off the offensive player. Grenia tried for a break, couldn't quite get it. And the shot goes wide, wouldn't have been in, but a good freeze by Nathan Frank. I think a couple of our forwards needed a change. So, 13:24 left in the period. I think DePere owns the only shot on goal, kind of a feeling out. We haven't had really quick starts so far. It seems like we've had a handful of shifts to get things felt out mostly. Appleton was a bit of an exception. Burkholz scored a few minutes in, but then after that, we kind of didn't do a whole lot. So now Kozarek brings it with some speed. Let's see if he can walk. He was outnumbered. Couldn't quite make things happen. Now Kingsford with it. Wafel able to separate the forward from the puck. Wafel has it behind the net. He stops, pulls it up in front of the net, looking long to Smith. And I think that's going to go for an icing. They couldn't quite connect on the backhand. 12:53 left in the first. Still 0-0 your score. Just a little bit of feeling out. Let's see if the Voyageurs can't really get something started here. Got that line of Kozarek, Weehausen, and Smith out with Wafel and Dose. Kozarek tries to win it back. He's able to Dose. Dose skates it around the net. Goes a little bit long for Weehausen. Weehausen couldn't quite gather it. Kingsford sends it the length of the ice. Kingsford tries it on the wing. Smith and Wafel are both there. Smith is there, tries for the long pass to Kozarek, but it's broken up. Good job by Weehausen. That's going to be a trip on Kingsford. We are going to see the Voyageurs go on the power play. 12:29 left, and we're going to have a trip, looks like, to number 8, Jake Dieter. So we'll see what the Voyageurs have for their power play. They're going to send the unit out with Van Helden and Lee on the blue line. Burkholz is going to take the draw in between LaBelle and Max Grenia. Burkholz able to win it over to Grenia. Now Kingsford able to wrestle it away. They send it the length of the ice. Voyageurs will regroup behind their net. Lee comes out with it. Over to Van Helden. Van Helden with the long pass. LaBelle with the piece of it. Able to cross onside, but one of the Kingsford players is able to knock it back across, so we have to regroup. Burkholz sends it deep in behind the net for Kingsford. They're trying to draw a player in so they can send it, but Let's see if we can keep it in. Looks like we're able to. Lee and Greenia down low. No, now Kingsford has it. They send it out. Van Helden has it skating back into our own zone. Lee sent it over to Greenia. Greenia now with speed is going to be able to enter the zone. Greenia 1-on-2. Let's see if he can get rid of it. He gets it over to LaBelle. LaBelle back over to Greenia. Okay, now we can set up. Over to Van Helden. Over to Lee. Missed a little bit on the pass, but he's able to get it low over to LaBelle. LaBelle settles it down. Gets it over to Burkholz. Burkholz skates with it. Skates past it. Let's get some puck support on that. They send it out, but not out. Van Helden was tipped. Nice job, but it went wide. LaBelle has it. And now out to Van Helden. Van Helden tries to send it in. Got caught up in traffic. Oh! What? Was up behind the goalie, but I think it just sat on the goal line. Now back out to the point. 30 seconds left on the power play. Greenia to Burkholz. Burkholz with a good shot, but a nice job by the goaltender to send it up into the net. And we'll have some changes. 10:56 left in the first. 27 seconds left on the minor penalty. We'll have Dos, Wafel come out on the blue line with Kozarek, Wiehausen, and Smith. Still 0-0 your score. Gotten a few shots on this power play. Let's see if we can't pot one here. Be nice to play with the lead right away. Burkholz able to win it. Back to Wafel. Wafel over to Dos. Dos sends it to Wafel. Wafel was going to shoot high. Wiehausen was there, but the goaltender was able to gather it in and control the rebound. 19 seconds left on the power play. Same five will stay out. All right, see if Kozarek can get us a draw. Kozarek able to do so, gets it to Dos. Dos to Wafel. Wafel sends it over to Dos. Time ticking on the power play. Let's see if we can get that over. Kozarek at the point. Kozarek sends it deep over to Wiehausen. Wiehausen trying to shake his man. Now we're even strength. Kingsford was able to kill the penalty. Back to 5-on-5. 5 skaters on 5, plus goaltenders, as Bill Howard would always say. Some more action in the corner. Let's see if we can't get that puck. Kingsford tries to send it. Wafel able to keep it out. Wafel fires one. Oh, looked like Wiehausen may have gotten a little piece of it on the way in, but the goaltender was able to secure it and freeze it. So back to 5 aside. 10-10 left in the period. Still 0-0 your score. First appearance here by some of these line. Cole Lundin going to take the draw in between Anderson and Wyatt Williams. Verbort sends it deep. Sands also on the 1 point. Trying to forecheck here, trying to get a piece. Let's see if Verbort can hold. He cannot. He's going to be the first one to puck. Settle down the hopping puck. Sends it over to Sands. Sands up to Anderson. Anderson tried for Cole Lundin, who had some speed, but the Flivvers able to get a little piece. Sands challenges at the blue line, sends it out, and I think it may have bounced off of one of the Voyageurs off the bench. So we have a whistle. We're going to have a face-off right outside of the Voyager zone. Oh, we're going to go inside the zone now. Must have hit from inside the zone. Those same 5 are going to stay out there. We're going to face off on Nathan Frank's glove side. 9:41 left in the period, 0-0. Verbort gets it up to Williams. Williams up to Palmer Anderson, who lost the hopping puck. Big hit by Cole Lundin. Lundin tips it up. Oh, thought we were going to get a souvenir. Looks like it stayed in play, but it definitely hit something that would cause the stoppage. So, some changes, wholesale changes for the Voyageurs. Greenia, Lee, and Burkholz out. Wisco and Van Helden on D. Face-off going to be to the blocker side of Nathan Frank. Burkholz able to win the draw. Back to Van Helden. Van Helden with the long pass. Got it to Lee, but he did not get the red, so it should have been an icing, but we got a break there. We'll take it. Lee, the first one of the puck, cycles it back over to Burkholz. Burkholz tips it out front. Oh, that was dangerous, but just went around Max Greenia. Now the Voyageurs have it. Try to advance, but it was knocked back. Van Helden settles the puck down over to Wisco. Wisco advances into the neutral zone. Tries a soft pass over. No one was on the wing. Now the Flivvers come out with it. We're able to knock that away. Van Helden over to Wisco. Wisco tried for Lee. Now it's center ice again. Kind of just exchanging some center ice plays here. Van Helden, nice cutoff. Lee is coming in there, dumps it. A couple guys are at the end of a shift, so we got some changes. Green, you're going to come in, try to with the forecheck, buy us some time. They threw it out and off a hopping puck, hopped right over Van Helden's stick. Green with it. Green over to Van Helden. Van Helden gets it up the boards. Tried for Kazarek. Kazarek got it. Now we got a little 2-on-1. Kazarek and Smith. Kazarek and Smith. Here we go. Kazarek. Shot saved. Hey! Landon Smith was able to get the rebound and tip it off the back of the goaltender. It's going to be Smith, probably from Kazarek. We'll see what the official is, but looking at the replay, Landon Smith able to throw it off the back of the goaltender's left pad. And then the back of the net. 1-0 Voyageurs. We'll see who gets credit for the assist. Definitely Landon Smith on the goal, though. I believe that's his first of the year. Good to get Landon on the board. That same group is going to stay out there. Wafel and Dose on D with the change. Smith up to Kazarek. Kazarek with some speed. He's got him. Kazarek, he scores! Not much room up there, but he found it. Right, whizzed one right up past the goalie's left ear. Top corner. We'll have to find out who got that assist as well. That's going to be Kazarek on the goal. Well, 5 are going to stay out there. Why not? Win the draw. Dose, Wafel. Wafel to Dose. Dose gets it up to Smith. Smith sending it. Looks like Smith is going to go off for a change. Kazarek in challenging. Now the Flivvers out. Try to send it deep. Dose is there. Let's hear the score. Whole line gets in on that action. Going to be no assist on the Kazarek goal. But, oh, there was a shot. Looked like it went just a little wide. We got Dose out. He's going to go for a change. He gets it over to LaBelle. LaBelle with Palmer Anderson. LaBelle tried to use the defenseman as a screen, drew him in, but goalie was square. So we got Smith from Kazarek and Greenya. All 3 of those forwards in on that first score. And not too much later, Kazarek unassisted. So LaBelle is going to take the draw in between Wyatt Williams and Palmer Anderson. Verbort and Sands out on D. Oh, nice centering pass. Verbort's going to get a shot. It's going to be tipped up and over harmlessly to the corner. Sands pinches. He gets it over to LaBelle. LaBelle sends it deep. Wyatt Williams on the puck hunt. See if he can't come up with something on the forecheck. Flivvers come out with it. They're able to send it along. Palmer Anderson looked to knock it down. And we do a good job of contesting the blue. Good job by Verbort. LaBelle sends it up. He's going to go for a change. Flivvers trying to bring it up toward the blue. They send it in. Verbort sends it up toward the blue, but not out. Flivvers send it deep, but there have several guys deep into a shift. They got a change coming, so we go for a long pass to Palmer Anderson. Anderson in. He's got Burkholz behind him. He has the lead for Burkholz. That's off one of the Flivvers sticks and up into the netting for the whistle. 6:19 left in the second. A pair of quick goals by the Kazarek line. Makes it 2-0. Now we have Burkholz, Greenya, and fire by Greenya. Wide. Van Helden on the pinch. Burkholz with the hit. Lee protecting the puck with his body. In there with 15. Some good battle. Now Greenya in there with 10. Burkholz over off the point to Wisco. Wisco with the shot. Up and over the net. Comes out toward the point. Van Helden sends it deep. Greenya tried the backhand pass, but one of the Flivvers got a piece of it. Now it's going to go back to Van Helden. Van Helden with the backhand pass. One of the Flivvers knocks it down. They send it out. And that's going to go the length of the ice. Let's see if it's going to be an icing. It is. Greenya tried that pass. Speaking of Max Greenya, I bet we have some of his fans down in the Madison area. Grandma and Grandpa, Bill and Barb Bilo. I bet they're listening. We also have Tim Champion and McFarland as a frequent listener. And Jim and Chris Greenia from Defoe, DeForest. We win the draw. Smith just high and wide. Wayful on the point, sends it back in for Kazarik. Kazarik let it go for Austin Lee. Lee back to Kazarik. Getting some puck support in there. Landon Smith with the help. Kazarik gets it out to Wayful. Wayful with the shot. And it goes up into the netting off the goalie's stick. And out of play. 5:18 left in the period. 2-0 Voyageurs. On goals by Smith and Kazarik. Now out is the Kazarik line, Wiehausen and Smith. Wayful and Dose. See if the Voyageurs can control it. They cannot. It goes back to the Flivvers. Flivvers looking for the outlet pass. That's going to go the length of the ice, but they're saying that could have been played. Wayful is going to be the first one to it, back below the goal line. He comes with speed, hits the brakes, gets it over to Wiehausen. Wiehausen tries for Smith, led him just a little too bit. Flivvers had lost it though, and let's see if Wiehausen has it. He dumps it over to Wayful. Wayful up to Smith. Smith couldn't handle a pass. It's in on Nathan Frank. He steers it aside to the corner easily. Now Dose is in. Dose is looking for Wiehausen. Wiehausen couldn't control it. And Smith pressures him into a pass that didn't call icing. I'm a little surprised, but Wayful has it. Going to leave it for Dose. Put Dose up to the wing to Smith. One of the Flivvers did a good job of contesting. One of the Flivvers comes out to the point. One of the Flivvers goes back down to above the rings. And good eat by Dose. It goes back down all the way. We're going to have wholesale changes. Looks like Krzysztof Prokop is out for the first time, along with Lee, as well as Lundin. A good stick by Dose. Dose for Prokop. Couldn't quite handle it off his skates. Now he's going to contest. Now we got Lundin with the support. Lundin's going to outskate his man. Let's see if he can center it. Tried to center it to Anderson, but they couldn't quite connect. It was a good idea. It was the right play. All right, puck's loose. One of the Voyageurs better go get it. Verboord off the bench. Palmer Anderson got a piece, but was contested. A couple of big hits. I think we're going to I think we're looking for a call here pretty quick if those guys don't take it down. One of the Flivvers with a nice pickpocket. Now it comes in, shot it high and wide. Sands up with it, gets it up over to Anderson. Anderson lost it. Flivvers able to send it down. Verboord with it. He'll be the first one there. Reverses, makes a move around. Verboord tried the long pass out to center ice, but it is picked off by one of the Flivvers and sent up and out for the whistle. 3:05 left in the first. 2-0 Voyageurs. Started out kind of feeling each other out, a little slow. A couple of real nice plays in a short span. Now we've kind of just settled in a little again. So let's see if somebody can't make a big play here. Burkholz tries to win the draw, couldn't, but going back and forth a little bit. Oop, that was a tough one. That handcuffed Frank, but he was able to fight it off. Nice shot by one of the Flivvers. Flivvers with it. Austin Lee chasing, now Burkholz. Van Helden tried at the point, but they got it past him. Wisco's going to get back there. It's going to be no icing. Wisco rings it around to Greenia. Greenia sends it back, and looks like it might have gone out of play again. Let's hear from some of our sponsors, some of our wonderful sponsors. Fox City Sign. They're one of our big ones to help us out with the golf outing. 172 Media, 21 Guns Roadhouse, 5 Point Fabrication, Ambrosia Studios, Aurora Bay Care Sports Medicine, Benshaw Plumbing, Bergstrom Automotive, Best Machine, Black Diamond Builders, Bunland Construction. Thanks to all those sponsors. Back to action. We've got the Kazarik, Smith, and Wiehausen line out, Wayful and Dose. Nice pass over to Smith. Now we got a little 2-on-2 action. Smith with a tricky little shot. Did a good job at using the defenseman as a screen, but the goaltender was able to pick it up and freeze it with the glove save. Also, CNC Electric, Caliente La Fiesta Mexicana, Catholic Financial Kristen O'Connell representative. Certapro Painters, Chevalier Masonry, Chicago Street Pub and Grill. Well, we'll be going shortly after this one's over for our fourth period celebration for every home Friday and Saturday. CLA Green Bay, Cocoon Brewing, Co-Vantage Credit Union, Crispy Fried Chicken. And we got a little stoppage, so let's listen to a few more. DNS Machine, De Pere Youth Football, Delahaut Landscaping, Dorner Inc., Utility Contractor, and the Drift Inn if you like yourself some chili and cheeseburgers. Flivvers able to win the draw. They send it deep. Let's see if this is going to get to it. It will get to the goal line for an icing. We have 2:13 left in the period. Still 2-0 Voyageurs. Hey, down in Sun Prairie, shout out to that Squirt A, De Pere Youth Squirt A, and De Pere Youth Pee Wee A. They're listening and watching, I believe, at the Fairfield Inn. Those guys are down there. I'm sure they're going to do some damage in that Sun Prairie tournament. So go get them, boys. Back to live action. The Flivvers able to win the draw. Flivvers out to center, but Dose has it. Dose sends it up. Tries to send it up to Kazarik, but a whole lot of traffic out there. Flivvers go D to D in their own zone. Looking up the wing, looking. Oh, got picked off, but Smith was just outside of the line, so he had to wait. We sent it into the corner. Wafel has it at the point. Sends a shot that just got past the goalie wide. Smith tried for the big check, but Kazarik sends it in. We're going to have to reset. There we go. Got everybody out. Wafel with the hit at center ice. Flivvers 2-on-3 now. Frank able to steer one aside pretty easily. Dose with the hit. Able to separate his guy from the puck. Kazarik sends. Wiehausen tried to send over to Smith, but got caught up in the skates. Wafel sends it, but it tipped up into the bench. And stoppage in play. 1:18 left in the first. Still 2-0 Voyageurs. On goals by Smith and Kazarik in pretty quick order. LaBelle out, along with Williams and Anderson. Sands and Verbort. Sent it deep. Nice job hunting. Got a good head up. Nice job. LaBelle. LaBelle sends it to Sands. Sands sent across ice to Williams. That was a really nice pass, but the Flivvers just got enough of it. Now LaBelle up. Looking. Sending it back, cycling it back to Williams. Williams tried to send it to LaBelle, who was streaking to the net, but I think it got broken up a little bit, and we got a few pleasantries. 49.7 seconds left in the period. Few more. Sponsors. Edward Jones, secured by Mr. Bill LaBelle. Festival Foods, Fox Cities Builders, Fox Communities Credit Union, Foxview Dental, Green Bay Gamblers Hockey, GCO Pest Solutions, that's Mr. Don Vandeven. Then the Granite Company, Green Bay Family Dental, and Grabowski Builders. Back to live action. Flivvers had it momentarily, but Sands got it and sent it deep. Again, Williams, LaBelle, and Anderson still out there. They try to send it around. Verbort comes and tries to pinch. See if he can get it. Almost a 2-on-1, but he did a nice job of contesting and trying to get back into the play. Now the forwards hustle back. About 24 seconds left in the period. Oh, we had a Sands pass. Sands turned it over, but a nice job. A nice recovery. That's one. That'll be one to learn from in the film session. That got picked off, and a nice glove save by Frank. That would have been one you don't want to give up. You don't want to outplay them all period and not have a lot of shots, but get a cheap one with 14 seconds left. 14.3 left. The draw taken by Burkholz. The Flivvers able to win. That's trouble. Oh boy, the Flivvers had some net to work with on that one. Yeah, we could use this period to end here. We've had a couple of bad looks here. And we go ahead and end it. And we got a little sloppy those last couple of shifts. Got a little sloppy with getting the puck out. And it almost cost us. But Nathan Frank with a couple of nice saves, one in each sequence. And he kept it 2-0. I'll try to get the shots on goal if I'm able in between periods. Just a couple more sponsors, and then we'll take ourselves a little break. Hart Design and Manufacturing, Herkman Heating and Cooling, Hireman Printing, Honoring Sue Wege, Jason Gerhardt Associates Real Estate, Jeff Bizik, and Jim Cornell Plumbing. We'll get you maybe about 10 minutes. We'll go live again. Thanks for listening. It's 2-0 Voyageurs after 1.
van, so I'm like in the van, and I guess I just gotta go in there and figure it out. Yeah, it does. Don't do that. Well, there's that, but then like, see how long it is there. I was parking behind you. Now that I got
And welcome back. We're going to start period 2 here shortly. Those who tuned in, 2-0 Voyageurs on a pair of pretty quick goals by Smith and by Kozarek. Been a pretty clean game so far. No penalties on the Voyageurs, 1 tripping penalty on the Flivvers, which the Voyageurs were unable to convert on the power play. If you're seeing some different things, especially replay on the goals, that is because Old Bird Media is here with the production. So Jeff and the crew are doing a great job. We appreciate that. I'll try to live up to their standards. Hope we got some of our usual listeners in listener land. I bet Denny and Jan Metzdorf up in the Chippewa Valley are listening. Susan Williams is always a wonderful, loyal listener in Ohio. And we're going to go see the Burkholz line with Greenya and Lee. And we win the draw. Greenya throws one pretty tough looking shot, but the goaltender able to glove it down. Also Van Helden and Wisco on the blue line. Bill and Polly LaBelle, I bet you're listening in Marquette. If you are, hope you're enjoying the game. Back to live action. Austin Lee had it, sent it to Greenya back to Lee. Burkholz with a tough shot. Hamstrung the goalie had a little tough time handling it, but he was able to grab the rebound and cover with no further harm. So good shot by Burkholz. Real good save by the goaltender, and at least was able to jump on the rebound after giving it up initially. Only about 25 seconds into the period. That 5 will stay out. We win the draw. Greenya. Oh, Greenya went up just high up and blocker side. Tried high up blocker side and just up over the net after he was able to walk. Flivvers have the puck in their own net, whirling around. They get it out to center, but Lee has it. Lee gets it, dumps it down below the goal line. Max Greenya hunting for the puck, skates by. One of the Flivvers sends it up. Van Helden tried to keep it in, was not able to, but they send it out around him. Burkholz covered, sent it up to Greenya. Greenya sends it over to Lee. Lee skating in. Lee to Greenya. Real nice work by that line, but the Flivvers were able to break it up just at the last second. Now Burkholz sends it to him. Burkholz over to Greenya. Greenya back to Burkholz. Back to Greenya behind the goal. Sends it up just across, and unfortunately, no one was home, but the Flivvers are going to send it for an icing. I think that group was tired and ready to exit the ice. So the Flivvers ice it and get a new 5 out there. The Kozarek line with Wiehausen and Smith is now out. Dose and Wafel on defense. Let's see if we can't win a draw and put another good puck on them. Our 2 goals are by 2 of the skaters out there now. Kozarek wins the draw, sends it back to Dose. Dose brings it around. Let's see who's the first one to it. It's going to be one of the Flivvers, but Wiehausen and Smith on it. A little bit of a lull in the action. Now Wiehausen with it. Wiehausen tries to pick it up, couldn't get around him. Dose is back. Dose sends it. That's going to go the length of the ice. That's probably going to go for an icing. Just wasn't his intention, but just got a little too much of it. 15-16 left in the second. 2-0 Voyageurs. Let's hear from just a couple more of our sponsors. Jones Sign Company, KC Foundation, K Fair and Construction, Kozarek Family Foundation. Thank you, Kurt and Dana. All right, now it's going to be a face-off on our end. Face-off 1, Wafel sends it up, tries to bring the boards up to Wiehausen. Now it comes loose over to Dose. Dose to Smith. A little 2-on-2 action. And we made a move at the blue line, and yep, that's going to be an offside. Kozarek was trying to drive the net, but got in just a little bit in front of the puck. Steve and Jody Labs, a couple of great sponsors. LaForce, Lamer's Bus, Ledgeview Living. Looks like the forward line is changing now. LaBelle coming out to take the draw in between Williams and Palmer Anderson. We win the draw. Dose sends it down. Goes in behind the Flivver net. And the Flivvers get it out to the wing, but LaBelle was able to pick it off. Now Anderson walking, gets it over to LaBelle, back to Anderson. Oh, was a little dangerous play. Williams was there. They sent it over. Wistful tried to glove it down, but it got over his head, and it went the length of the ice for an icing. And we'll take it back down and face off in front of the goaltender for the Flivvers on his blocker side. A couple more of our fine sponsors. Mako's Commercial Interiors, Midwest Auto Care, My Own Construction, Nature's Groomer, Nicolay Restaurant. In the draw, Williams with a tough shot. Really nice job by LaBelle to get him the puck on the draw. Williams came in with a tough shot, got it off just in time, but the goaltender was up for the task. LaBelle in to get the draw. This time it goes back to the Flivvers. Flivvers sends it up ice. Dose with the big hit, able to keep it in. Anderson with the forecheck, trying to send it around to LaBelle, to Williams. Sticked aside by the goaltender. Williams couldn't quite get all he wanted on it. Dose tries to send it down. LaBelle there for the forecheck. Flivvers able to send it out to neutral. Wayful has it, settling it down, looking, going up to LaBelle. LaBelle with a couple moves, gets it back over to Wayful on the wing. He brings it in with some speed. He stops, looks, gets it back down to the corner to Lee. Lee now looking. Lee sending it to Grenia. Grenia down low, tried for Dose. Flivvers are just going to send it the length of the ice for an icing. 13:42 left in the second, still 2-0 Voyageurs. A few more of our sponsors. Office Installation or Relocation. The Ott family. Just saw Christy and Nate here. Yep, they're right below us. Pension Inc., secured by Mr. Chris Dewsnap. Peters Plumbing, Plank Road, Pomps Tire. Quaker Bakery, Replay Robinson Heating and Cooling, Robinson Inc., Ron Thiesfeld Construction, Ryan Funeral Home. Burkholtz in to take the draw. In between Lee and Grenia. Back to Grenia. Grenia fires off a shot, just went high and wide. Verbort tried to contest. It's unable to, but Sands back, not with a long pass. Tried for Burkholtz, couldn't quite got all the way through, back into our zone. Burkholtz with a nice job, putting some pressure on. Pat hits it over to Lee. Lee couldn't get a pass off. The Flivvers had it defensed. Sands sends it around. Defense. The goalie got a piece. Good stick by Verbort. One of the Flivvers sends it high and wide. Now we got a little rush here. Let's see if we can what we can make out of it. Little 3-on-2. Now 2-on-3. Can Burkholtz get there? He can't, but it got through. Lee had it temporarily, but one of the Flivvers was able to take it away. That's a pretty good hit by one of the Flivvers on Grenia. Looked like he might have had something to say after that momentarily. Tried for the long pass. Remy Medrano out for the first time in my memory. They were able to send it down. Now got the young group out there. Verbort sends it up for Grenia. Couldn't quite corral it. Grenia is at the end of a shift. He probably needs to change. He's going for a change. Nice job by Sands to contest. Go ahead and play on. Medrano gets it out to center. And getting some hitting now. Refs are going to have to keep an eye on this as long as making sure it's in legal. There's been several legal hits, but make sure it doesn't cross any lines here. They're letting some things happen. Oh, looks like Christoph Prokop took one off the gut. Maybe the wrist. He was bent over, but now he's skating out. Tried for the long pass. He's back out. Now he takes it. Looking up. Sends it over to Sands. Sands going to send it the length of the ice, and we're going to have an icing. Hopefully Christoph is all right. Just took a little shot to the midsection, it looked like. Speaking of that, Martin, ahoy in the Czech Republic, if you're listening in Prague today. I know it's late there. We appreciate it if you are staying up to listen, or if you catch the recording tomorrow. Going to be, after the icing, going to be face off the blocker side of Nathan Frank. Kozarek unable to win the draw, back to the point. Flivvers send it around. Van Helden, the first one there, he sends it around, brings it around the boards. Wiehausen out to Kozarek. Kozarek out to Smith. One of the Flivvers breaks it up, but a big hit by Kozarek. The Flivvers do come away with the puck, and it looks like Kazarek's probably going to go for a little bit of a high hit. We'll see what happens. think that's going to be Kazarik on the hit. See what they call. I don't know what the signal will be. Got him up high a little bit. We'll have to listen for the announcement. They didn't really signal. Oh, a rough. Okay, we did see a rough. So, roughing penalty on Kazarik. First time we see the Voyageurs penalty kill today. LaBelle is out with Palmer Anderson. And also, Anderson, we win the draw. Anderson with a little one-on-one here. Let's see if he can get a good shot. Oh, number 5 able to get a piece. Anderson with a nice sharp angle shot that the goalie able to stick aside. Wisco and Van Helden are out on D. Now let's see if the Flivvers can get something going. Oh, LaBelle almost got a piece, but they had to double back. Good stick by LaBelle. LaBelle's going to walk in now. A little bit of a partial. Got some room. Nice shot. Oh, goalie gave up the rebound. Anderson tried to get there, but one of the Flivvers just got enough of it, so he could not find the net. That's going to be an interference. Yep, Anderson was working hard, and 7 just took him down. Can't do that away from the play. That's going to cancel out the Flivvers power play 31 seconds in. I'm guessing an interference call. Yep, that is the call. So we'll see who goes there. That's number 20. No, that's number 7 for the Flivvers. Casey Klisch, one of their top forwards. So we're going to a little 4-on-4 action for the next 129. Burkholz, Lee, and Grenia with one defenseman, Wafel. Unable to win the draw, but then we were able to steal it back. Comes back to Wafel. Wafel looks, sends it over to Burkholz. Burkholz over to Wafel. Wafel looks up, patient with it. Take it behind the net. Up to Grenia on the wing. Grenia looking. Has Lee if he wants him. Nope, he's going to make a move. Unfortunately, it hit one of the Flivvers' skates. And stays on side. Lee gets it across. Hard pass to Grenia. Grenia with the shot. Oh, looked like Burkholz was looking for the redirect. Couldn't quite get a piece. I send it back up to Grenia. Grenia comes across over to Austin Lee. Lee got to be careful there at the blue line. Can't be turning it over there, but Lee able to get it back after it gets knocked out. Lee walks. A little too much traffic there to walk on that one. Grenia has it. Now Wafel has it. He's waiting. We're going to get a change. See who comes out. Grenia with the move. Grenia with the backhand. Really nice shot, but stick to side. And there's a goal. I believe that's Leo Dose just off the bench. That's going to be an even strength 4-on-4 goal. That's going to be even strength. I don't know. The guy came out of the box, but he's going to have to go back in. That was not a power play goal, so number 7's going to have to go back in the box for serve his 40 more seconds, or maybe less if we can put one in there. But that's going to be Leo Dose. I think that's his first of the year, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll wait for the announcement on who was in on the scoring. Smith is out to take the draw with Wiehausen, Dose, and Wafel. And we're going to have a timeout by the Flivvers. So after that goal to make it 3-0, I think the Flivvers just need to regroup. I think some of the hitting maybe just distracted them. They got a power play, but then they took a penalty about 30 seconds in, and 4-on-4 goal. See what the announcement is. So it's Dose from Burkholz and Grenia on the third Voyager goal. By the way, one thing I didn't mention is I did get the official shots on goal after the first period. 12 for the Voyageurs and 6 for the Flivvers, so 12-6 they were able to outshoot. Nathan Frank, 6 saves on 6 shots. And for the Flivvers, Nate Scowen with 10 saves on 12 shots. So it's 3-0 Voyageurs here. We got about 9 seconds left on the Kazarik penalty before we will go to a brief power play. There's a 31-second differential in between those two penalties. So we will get a little bit of a power play when he comes back out. 9:32 left in the second, 3-0 Voyageurs. Oh, now Smith got a little antsy, jumped it, so we're going to go ahead and Wehausen will get booted, and we'll have Smith go and take the draw. Hopefully he can win the draw. Be nice to get possession. Smith able to send it the length of the ice. One of the Flivvers will be the first there, but Wehausen pressuring. He brings it around. Dose is the first there. Dose has it. Dose with the move. DePere now with the brief power play. Smith couldn't quite handle the puck, and it comes out a little one-on-one. Now it's a one-on-two. Good hustle by Kozarek. Number 8 shoots it from up at top of the rings. Frank with the easy save. 18 seconds left on the power play for the Voyageurs. Let's see who they send out. We're going to see Wisco and Van Helden come on out. Looks like wholesale changes for the Voyageurs. Coming out in the forward line is... We need one more guy out there, guys. We just took Smith got a penalty. Never mind. Didn't see that. Didn't even see Smith got a penalty. I did not see what it was for. But unfortunately, that's going to be an icing penalty, I would think. No, they did not call it. But 4-minute minor for hooking by Smith. So in just a few seconds, we're going to go on the penalty kill. LaBelle with it. LaBelle makes a move. LaBelle sends it up to Wisco, who had sent it over to Van Helden. Van Helden had to go back to make sure that the Flivver was coming out of the box, didn't get loose, so he was able to keep him. Now the Flivvers advance, they get over the blue, was able to move around. Nice job cleaning up the shot by Ace Wisco. Yeah, we're going to get another penalty, unfortunately. Wisco got a stick down, and I think we're going to get ourselves a tripping penalty. I think Wisco's going to go, and we're going to have ourselves a long penalty kill here. Wisco on the trip. So 1:15 left in the Smith penalty, and now going to be 5-on-3 for a while here as Wisco goes. So it's going to be Dose on D, Burkholz and Lee against our 3 against their 5. 8:25 left in the period. Be a big kill here. Burkholz wins the draw to himself momentarily. Now it's down in the corner. A little 1-on-3. Burkholz with a nice job of holding it. And Flivvers send it the length of the ice. So thank you very much on the clear. Goalie settles it down. Now the Flivvers come back behind their own net. Make the long pass, but Lee gets a piece. Dose got a piece. Make sure he gets back. He is. So nice job, nice contest on Dose. Both Lee and Dose got a piece of a puck. Well, the Flivvers fans on the pass, but a lot of guys. It's really tough when you only have 3 guys on the penalty kill. So nice job by Burkholz. Burkholz is going to get a piece, and he is going to send it most of the length of the ice. One of the Flivvers grabs it by one of the face-off dots. 30 seconds left in the first penalty to Smith. Still 1:10 left in the penalty to Ace Wisco. Nice pickoff, nice read by Burkholz. Always got to be careful not to get too high, but he did a good job on that one. Fires it on net, and goaltender stick to the side. Up in the air first, I guess. So good job by our pressure. Let's not get too high on this one, guys. Lee going to get back here. We got a little bit of a situation. A nice save by Nathan Frank. Stayed high. They fired for the shoulder, and they stayed high. Now we're back to, we get a guy back. Wafel comes out after Smith is out of the box. Wafel tries to send it off to one of the flickers. Tries to send it up. Unfortunately, it got knocked out by one of the flickers. Tried for the long pass, but they just had, sometimes when you're outmanned, it's tough. Tried to send it up, but it did not get out. One of the flickers sent a pretty good shot on, but Nathan Frank handles it with ease. 28 seconds left on the penalty to Wisco. Still 3-0 Voyageurs, 6:53 left in the second. Taking the draw is Kozarek, wins it to Wafel. Wafel has it behind the net, sends it up the middle, and able to send it the length of the ice. Also out on the kill are Wehausen and Dose. So about 15 seconds left on the penalty, and we can get back to some 5-on-5. Here we go, Kozarek, shorthander shot. Nice shot, but goalie stood tall. Nice job. Kozarek killing some time back below the goal line. Nicely done, Kozarek. That's going to be it for the penalty. So even strength. Yeah, we had a little collision there. No harm, no foul, I guess. Everybody back up. So leave. I think Wafel caught one on the ankle, couldn't quite find it. But one of the Flivvers able to corral, and Nathan Frank is up for the task, and with a nice routine save, made it look easy. All right, 6:09. Let's hopefully we can stay out of the box. Had a few trips to the box there. Let's see if we can't curb that. LaBelle taking the draw, and the Flivvers win it. A little backhand shot, tough one there. Nice job by Frank. All right, time to get back on the aggressive. We spent a little time killing there. Did a pretty good job of killing, but now we have to tilt the ice back again. So it's sent deep. Sands tries to go up to Palmer Anderson. That was out, but the ref said no. That's okay. Ooh, that was a tough looking one. That would have been tough to stomach after an offside call that was missed. But Wyatt Williams is going to be the first to it. Nice hustle. Wyatt Williams trying to get it low. Gets sent up the board. Sands mishandles it momentarily, but gets it back. Tries to shoot it toward the net, but it's knocked down. Over to Williams. Williams to LaBelle. LaBelle to Williams. Goes at the point. It gets past Verbort. Verbort contests. He's just got to pick up the trailer there. There you go. Oh, out. Loose puck got around. That one became a little trouble momentarily, and yeah, they carry it in well offside. We were able to get it out to neutral, and the guy kicked it in. But instead of waiting for the clear, he touched it, and it'll be offside. 5:04 left in the period. 3-0 Voyageurs. Let's get a few more of our sponsors. Sidekicks Bar, Smile Brand, Midwest Dental, Stevenson Bank, the Borseth family, the Pink Flamingos, the Silver Beavers, and the Uniform Shop. Back to live action. Medrano, Prokop, and Cole Lundin out. Van Helden whiffed on the pass first, but got it back. Tried to send it to Lundin, went a little long. Nice job, nice stick by Van Helden. Prokop able to send it up to Lundin. Lundin tries to beat his guy there. It's a nice check by now Medrano. Medrano with the look, creates some space. He's got some space. He's taking it down low. Tried to center it. Couldn't quite find his man though. Ace Wisco sends it down deep. This group is still on the forecheck here, trying to keep it in. Got 3 guys over there. See if we can't get some support. Okay, here we go. Now it's out to into our own zone. Van Helden with the angle pass to Prokop. And to Austin Lee. Lee sends it up to Wisco. Wisco, oh, nice redirect by Burkholz, but it went wide. Greenya with it, walks, has it on the stick, fires. Had the goalie moving, but the goalie was able to keep it. Now nice hold by Van Helden. Close to being out, but he may have held it in. He did so in front of the linesman, and that's all that matters. Flivvers tried to send it deep, but it went off of someone. It's going to go the length of the ice, but because it bounced off of someone, it's going to be no icing. Wafel with the long pass up to Greenya. Greenya to Burkholz. Burkholz for Greenya. Greenya with the shot just high up. Dose knocks it down with the skate, gets it deep. Greenya's going to walk. Greenya's going to get a look. He's got, I almost had that one called, but they just couldn't quite get the puck over there. Dose sends it in. Lee sends it over to Burkholz. Burkholz tried to send a pass over to Dose, but one of the forwards was there, a little 3-on-2. Let's see if anything comes of it. Wafel with the stick, knocks it away. Now Greenya knocks it over Smith. We got Smith and Wafel on a 2-on-2. Smith with a hard shot, went up and out. So hard, the goalie got a piece of it, and it went way up and out into the netting. So still 3-0 Voyageurs. The one goal this period was by Leo Dose on a 4-on-4. 2:48 left in the second. Kazarek taking the draw between Smith and Wiehausen. And Verbort and Sands out on defense. Able to win the draw temporarily, but now the Flivvers have it. Smith has it. Sent it toward the net, but one of the Flivvers sends it out to center ice. Drop pass by Verbort over to Sands. Kazarek over with Wiehausen. Now one of the Flivvers has it. Sends along up blocker side. Would have gone wide, but controlled and sent off by Nathan Frank. Oh, we try the outlet, but it got picked off at the blue line. Verbort skating around. Verbort with it. Leaves it for Wiehausen. Wiehausen out to center. Flivvers have to clear. Verbort whiffs on the pass, but backhands one out. At least gets it out of harm's way. Now Verbort has it. Verbort looking. Sees Smith. Looked like Smith got a piece of it. He's at the end of a shift. He's going for a change. Wiehausen in on the forecheck. Palmer Anderson in off the bench. Couldn't quite handle. Now the Flivvers have it. Make sure we pick guys up. We do. Flivvers, they're kind of at the end of the shift there, so they send it. Puck went up, but not out. Nice job by Voyageurs to get it out, but then they were unable to. Oh, that was offside, but player knew it, but the linesman was going to let it go, but that's all right. No harm, no foul since they backed out of it. So they send it over toward our blue line. Palmer Anderson sends it up. He's probably going to need a change here pretty quick. LaBelle, Anderson, and Wyatt Williams out. Flivvers able to get it past, but Wisco sends it up. Wyatt Williams looks for it. Wasn't able to handle it. Sent it deep. 1 minute left in the period now. Thank you, Mr. Kazark. Flivvers out with it. Sent it. Going to be an icing, I think. Yep. I didn't think he got a piece of it. It was below me. I couldn't quite see it below the boards, but it didn't look like it slowed down, and that was the correct call. 49.7 seconds left. Let's hear from the rest of our sponsors. Uniform Shop, Tom's Construction, Top Tier Pro Painting, Triangle Distributing, Tweet Garrett Mechanical Inc., VacaFoodAndFun.com, Voss Electric, Werner Electric, Wondersign, and Yentis Associates. Thank you very much to all those great sponsors. LaBelle taking the draw. LaBelle able to win it back to Van Helden. Van Helden over to Wisco. Wisco walks, shoots high, and glove down by the goaltender. So LaBelle, Anderson, and Wyatt Williams are out, along with Wisco and Van Helden. Speaking of Kazark, I wonder if Craig Kazark and Mason is listening. He's a frequent listener as well. So hi to him if he's listening. All right, Voyageurs win it, send it around. Tried for a pass, but Williams' pass got broken up. First one of the puck is Wisco. Wisco, nice look to Wyatt Williams, but one of the Flivvers was able to break it up. Cross-ice pass by Van Helden to LaBelle. LaBelle sends it deep over to Williams. Tried to send it back to LaBelle. Now LaBelle has it again, sends it off one of the Flivvers' sticks. Williams back deep, down below the goal line, about 12 seconds left. Palmer Anderson had it for a moment, but then lost it. Now it's Flivvers try to set it deep. Nice job, glove down by Van Helden. And it's going to be the end of the period. And it's going to end 3-0 Voyageurs. So first period goals by Smith and Kazarek. Second period goal by Dose. And that leaves our score 3-0. We hope you tune in. I'm sure we have an exciting finish for you. Hopefully we can finish strong, putting up a nice W. But 3-0 Voyageurs after 2 periods. We'll be back with you in about 10 minutes. Here on the Voyager YouTube channel. Brought to you tonight by Old Bird Media.
Take the second period for Kingsford
And welcome back to the Pier Ice Arena for period 3 of Voyager hockey in their home opener tonight. The Voyageurs hold a 3-0 advantage over the Kingsford Flivvers. First period goals by Smith and Kozarek, and a second period goal by Dose. It's left at 3-0. Had to kill off some penalties, that including a long 5-on-3, but we were able to. That was one highlight, was pretty good penalty killing. Hopefully we don't have to do too many penalty kills. As we get started, hey, a quick shout out to Martin and Dana Prokop in Prague, Czech Republic. Checking in very, very late at their night. I don't know if Linda is allowed to stay up or not, but...
What do you want? You want his
thanks for tuning in. All kinds of great folks. And I know that Sport A and Pee Wee A down in Sun Prairie, those boys are probably still watching. I'm sure the coaches aren't making them go to bed too early. And there's a couple good news from Burkholz taking the draw. Got Lee and Greenya, Wisco and Van Helden. A little different look, inverting our forwards and our D there. So we drop that in. Austin Lee with some speed. Lee sends it. Oh, nice pass. Couldn't quite connect. Contested the blue right now. Now we get guys back to their normal spots. Lee gets it up. Sticking in there for the cover to Burkholz. Burkholz to Greenya. Over to Burkholz. Burkholz one-on-one. Tries to fight it. Defenseman got a piece of it. Send it out. Greenya on forecheck. Greenya with the move. Greenya looking for someone. Sends it back down to Burkholz. Burkholz to the shot. Just goes wide. Lee was there for the rebound. He plays the red one. But they don't some intensity starting with this first game. Good to see it. He sends it up to Wisco. Wisco sends it back down. Couldn't handle it. Comes back up with one. And out. You start to see some changes. And you send it almost the length of the ice, but not done. Now we got wholesale changes. Everybody's doing so far. Looking behind as he had the other reset. Now still send it onto the left side of the goaltender. Thanks to my production career, as always, we have a setup. We have Lee Walters, we have Fletcher Woodhausen, and Braden Benrider. Thank you for those guys. All they do is the managers with two. Great work by those guys.
We started playing music.
So, we have a contested blue line. We play the local one. Woodhausen gets some speed. Gonna get a shot. High in the line. Tried to the blocker side and just missed. Out the close at the point. Goes battling for it. Goes sets it deep. Woodhausen chasing. Is there first. Woodhausen still in the forecheck. And separates from the puck. Smith sends it over to Woodhausen. Woodhausen deep. And it's going to be frozen. And we're probably going to get a new 5 here for the Voyageurs as we face off on the glove side of the goaltender. 15:04 left, 3-0. Voyageurs. Shots through 2 periods, I believe, were 25 for the Voyageurs and 14 for the Flivvers, somewhere in that nature. So definitely getting the better of play. Now we got LaBelle out with Wyatt Williams and Anderson. Anderson sends it across ice. Flivvers able to send it back out. Verbort out along with Sands on D. Now Anderson has it, tries to send it over to LaBelle. LaBelle with the pass up to Williams, but the defense able to break it up. Let's see, that's going to unfortunately come out between the face-off ring. Sands tries to send it up, picked off, but then taken back by LaBelle. We have to clear the zone. We do. Flivvers have some time. They're not able to do it. Palmer Anderson with a partial break. Let's see what he's got. Oh, nice shot, but good job getting the leg pad over by the goaltender. Saw where he was looking. He probably wanted to elevate it a little more than he did, but good save getting the gloves, getting the pad over on the goaltender. Flivvers able to send it deep. They send it around over to Sands. Sands to Anderson. Anderson looking for LaBelle. LaBelle, nice shot, but just went wide. Good hit by one of the Flivvers on Williams. He's up and at it, all right. Palmer Anderson got it at the blue line, but had to protect it, send it now. We're gonna have some changes. Wholesale changes for the Voyageurs. Almost caught us on a bad line change there. We gotta be a little careful on that one. I think we're gonna have an icing, and that's okay. Just make sure we got the 5 out there we want. So a little bit late change on the Voyageurs led to a scoring attempt by the Flivvers, but Frank able to get a leg pad on it and kick it out. We send it the length of the ice, and we will face off on Nathan Frank's glove side. Van Helden and Wisco out. Burkholz takes the draw between Greenya and Lee. Voyageurs win the draw. Up the ice, coming into center is Max Greenya. Tried to send it for Lee, but one of the Flivvers was able to pick it off. Now the Flivvers are coming, a little 3-on-3. Greenya on the forecheck, gets a piece of it. Oh, the Flivvers comes loose. Careful there. That was almost some trouble. Got to be careful not to tip it in front of our own goaltender. Almost did that on that one. Got to be careful with our stick. I think we're going to get a change here now. And Frank able to handle it. There was a brief rebound, but he was able to pounce on it before one of the Flivvers could get at it. So we have a change. We're going to have the Kozarek line out with Smith and Wiehausen. Ace Wisco and Van Helden out on D. So Flivvers get it momentarily. Van Helden gets it. He's able to send it out. It's going to go most of the length of the ice, but not enough for an icing. Smith tried to keep it in, or Wiehausen tried to keep it in, but couldn't quite do it. Now up to Smith. Smith around with the hard pass to Kozarek. Able to get just a little bit of a piece, so it was not an icing. One of the Flivvers makes a move, able to get it up onto the boards at least. Smith and Wiehausen over there battling. Smith in there, Wiehausen looking for puck support. One of the Flivvers sends it. Don't know if it'll be an icing or not. No, it is not. Wisco has it. Wisco up to Wiehausen. Wiehausen lost it momentarily, but Van Helden was there to help. Went to Kozarek up to Wiehausen. He's going to go in on a one-man forecheck while we change behind him. Cole Lundin out along with Remy Medrano. Lundin with a nice centering pass, but one of the Flivvers was able to break it up. They've done a pretty good job in front of their net breaking some of those up when we've had some looks. Wafel now back in his own zone. Looking, lost it momentarily. Got it up to Lundin. Lundin able to get it into the zone. One of the Flivvers grabs it, but Medrano's there to pick it off. Off of one of the Flivvers, but Prokop is there. Nice job to keep it in. Now they're trying to turn it. Wafel is there. He's able to forecheck it. Oh, came loose. Wafel tried to stuff it. It was a hopping puck. I don't know that he got all of it, but the goaltender was able to close his legs just in time, protect that 5-hole, and we will get ourselves a face-off. Just off a loose puck scenario. Good forechecking by the forwards, and we had ourselves a loose puck that was hopping a little bit. Wafel could not quite stuff it, I don't think, as much as he wanted. Didn't have a lot of options, but able to get it on net. Now Dose and Wafel out there. Now we have a little possible 2-on-1. Wafel able to break it up on one of the Flivvers. Dose able to recover. Now Dose in there back battling. It's Greenya, Burkholz, and Lee out at the forwards. Sent around over to Greenya. Greenya trying to send it to Wafel. He couldn't. Burkholz had it momentarily. One of the Flivvers able to knock it away. And I think maybe Dose is probably going to go for maybe a cross check. Took the guy down close to the boards. It wasn't really a boarding scenario, I don't think. Let's see. Looks like he's getting up. Hopefully he's okay. But Dose is going to go. I don't think it's going to be of a major variety. I don't think there was enough there. But kind of an awkward play. It gets a little awkward sometimes when you get up along the boards. Let's see what the call is. The officials are conferring with each other. That's usually not great, but hopefully they're not considering a major. I don't think it was enough for a major, but let's see what they think. We'll see it momentarily. 11-12 left in the period. We'll find out how long the kill will be. Looks like it might be a major. I'm thinking we're going to get a major here. Yep, going to be a major called on Dose. When you can see the number pretty clearly in the back, that's something you gotta learn to lay off. And you hit them pretty good, and it's when it's along the boards, it's trouble. So I did not see the actual signal. I'm sure we'll hear Kurt Kaczarek announce it here momentarily, but we are going to get a look at the Voyager penalty kill for a while now on the Dose Major. We've got Burkholt's going to take the draw with Lee. And Van Helden and Wisco able to win the draw, and Lee sends it the length of the ice. So good start to the kill. 5 minutes for boarding for Dose. So hopefully we can learn from that. I think we're just a little too close to the boards on that one, and that's a very vulnerable position. And so that's something they are going to take pretty seriously. Hopefully we can get the kill here. One thing, of course, about the major is they score. He does not come out of the box. Got to serve the full 5. So always got your work cut out for you when it's a major penalty. So far so good on the penalty kill. Oh, we got Austin Lee with the pick, and Austin Lee with the goal. That's just a one-man forecheck working hard by Austin Lee. Picked him clean, beat him up on the glove side high. Austin Lee. I think that's going to go unassisted. I think it just was him on the forecheck. So unassisted shorty for Austin Lee. Wafel and Sands going to come out on the defense. LaBelle taking the draw. Palmer Anderson also out on the penalty kill. Nice job by LaBelle. Anderson is able to grab. Anderson is able to, couldn't quite shoot it, but gets it down, cycles it low. Nice job. LaBelle is there, able to create some chaos. LaBelle with it again. Nice shot, just goes wide. Really good job on the penalty kill so far. Now a turnover, helped by Anderson. LaBelle fires it a little high. Palmer Anderson tries to shoot it, but goes off the side of the net. Now the Flivvers have it. Flivvers bringing it with a little bit of speed, little 2-on-2. Now they double back, send it back to the point. Nice stick by LaBelle to get a piece of it. About 3:25 left in the period, on the penalty kill, major penalty. Now it's out. Now LaBelle, a little one-on-one. Let's see if he can make a move around. Now he sends it back out. Tried to hit Wafel on the drop pass, but they misread each other. That's okay. Sands was back where he should have been, and he sent it deep. So excellent job. Sands going to go on the one-man forecheck now. Wafel stays back. Smith is going to stay back for Sands. Kaczarek now out. Now they gain the line. Flivvers gain the line with some speed. Looked like it was a bit of a high shot on Kaczarek, but no call. Oh boy, we almost went off the races there. Just went over Landon Smith's stick. Sands in there battling in front of the net. Flivvers trying to get somebody. They got a bumper and a guy in front of the net. They send it. Oh, careful boys, can't let him sit there. Tried to send it up and out, not out. Smith tried to move at the blue line. Up well high and wide. Nice job by Sands to make sure the rebound didn't come back out. Dangerous play, but Wafel able to lock up the stick, and he's able to send it the length of the ice, and I think we'll get some changes. So defenseman change, Wisco and Van Helden now out. Kaczarek and Smith out as the forwards. Probably get a change from them here pretty quick. After Kaczarek gets a pick, Kaczarek with the shot. Nice shot. Oh, Landon Smith almost got the rebound. Now they're shot. Now it's become a bit of a shooting gallery on their goalie. Short-handed. Well, we've killed 2 minutes and 58 seconds of the penalty. Still 2:02 to the major penalty on Dose. But so far, so good. Say only one kind of dangerous looking play, but we were able to handle it. Now we're going to have Wisco and Van Helden out at the blue line. Weehausen taking the draw along with Greenia up front. Draw is drawn back, but one of the Flivvers is able to grab it. Good hustle back by our guys. Greenia's back on the back check. Tries to send it up, but off of one of the Flivvers. Van Helden settles it down. Still below the goal line. Got to cover the front. Good job by Wisco. Wisco got pushed down a little bit, but one of the Flivvers sends it up and right into Frank's logo. So 1:39 left on the penalty kill. 7:51 left in the period. 4-0 Voyageurs. With ourselves 2 even strength goals, a 4-on-4 goal, which I guess also is even strength, and then a shorty a little while ago. So, going down to a minute and a half on the penalty kill. Van Helden and Wisco still out there in the blue line to kill. Wisco with a piece of it. We got Lee. They tried to send it deep, trying to send it around, but one of the Flivvers able to grab it at the blue line and keep it in. Van Helden in battling. Got it in tight, but we were able to knock it down, and Van Helden able to clear it. No problem. Defense changes again. We got Sands and Wafel back out. Burkholz is out along with Lee on the forward line. Going down about 55 seconds left on the penalty. Be nice to get that killed successfully. Now it's back in our own zone, but Wafel's got it. He's going to take his time and go ahead and send it up to Austin Lee. Lee and Burkholz are there, but they couldn't quite settle it down. But a really nice play, but Wafel's going to take it down and rag some time. He sends it over to Sands. Sands is back over to Wafel. About 35 seconds left. Wafel sends it the length of the ice easily. LaBelle's out now on the kill. Lee going to the bench. Let's see, Palmer Anderson comes on out. And we have about 25 seconds left on the kill. Getting down close to 6:30 left in the contest. Flivvers try breakout. Able to get past. Sands is going to have to pick that up the puck. He does. Nathan Frank with a good job of squaring up. And you'll take that shot, and it's a 2-on-2 on a power play. You'll take that up to the top of the ring with your goaltender square and fundamentally sound like Frank was. No problem there. So 12 seconds left on the major penalty. 6:24 left in the period. LaBelle going to take the draw. Palmer Anderson out. Looks like Wisco and Van Helden on D. We win the draw. Wisco sends it the length of the ice. And that's going to do it here for the major penalty. 5, 4, 3, 2, and even strength. See who comes on out. Wyatt Williams comes on out. There, Anderson going to win the race to the back of the net. Williams sends it to Anderson. Couldn't corral it. One of the Flivvers knocked it away. Now the Flivvers bring it up. We got 3 guys back, and with Williams hustling, able to outman. Good check by LaBelle. And Flivvers regather it, send it over D to D in their own zone. Flivvers send it up, but it was knocked down by Cole Lundeen, who's just on. And send it on. Williams, Lundeen, and Anderson are now the forwards. I wonder if John Thompson, I wonder if he's watching his grandson play from Marquette. Anderson tries to come in, but he was outnumbered, so they were able to knock it down. Wyatt Williams hits Anderson. Anderson to Williams. Williams tries to send it across. Williams with the slap shot. The rebound is there. Cole Lundeen tried to gather it, but the Flivvers able to knock it away. Madrano, I see Madrano coming on out. Prokop, he's also out. So let's see, we got Kristoff out there. We got Cole, and we got Remy as your forward line. Wafel and Dose on defense. Back to full strength. Pretty couple of looks maybe they had, but overall pretty good on the penalty kill. 4:52 left in the third period. Lundeen taking the draw on the glove side of the goaltender. Flivvers win the draw, try to bring it up the boards, able to get it up and able to skate it out. Dose is there, got through him, but Wafel has it. Skates around behind the net, settles it down. One of the Flivvers got a little piece of it, but we're able to get the outlet to Lundeen, now to Madrano. Madrano gets it across to Prokop, to Lundeen. Lundeen with a nice shot, but Nice save by the goaltender. Got the wickets closed just in time. We're still on the forecheck. Nice job. Medrano sends it around, and Medrano got a piece of it. Dos sends it over back to their blue line. They try a cross-ice pass that's unsuccessful. Wafel gets it up to Prokop. Prokop shoots it up. Oh, goalie gave up a rebound, but we were pretty far out. Prokop sends it over. Cole Lundin trying to forecheck up to Dos. Dos battling. It gets pushed out. Landon Smith now on it. And it gets out. So the Flivvers now have it. They send it over to the blue line. It's loose. Wafel gets it over to Landon Smith. Smith makes a move, gets across. Wafel stays on side. Shot fired wide. Wafel has it. Oh, just got past him, couldn't reach it. He's in on the forecheck. Sends it. Now we have Smith dumping it down deep, ringing it around. Wiehausen couldn't quite gather it. Now Sands in. Wiehausen, they try to send it long. They're going to send it deep, and that is going to go for an icing. And we'll see what else other changes we got. I think Wafel's going to go off for Verbort. So it's 4-0 Voyageurs. 3:09 left. Let's just finish strong. The win seems pretty certain here. Let's just finish strong. We don't want to limp in on this one. Finish strong. Maybe even get one more. That'd be nice. See, Kazarek taking the draw in between Wiehausen and Smith. Verbort and Sands on the blue line. See if he can get it over to Smith for a shot. Tried to draw to him. Smith has it. Smith with a goal. There you go. There you go. Wish I could call lottery numbers like that, but you could see that's where they're going to try to set up. They were setting up Smith on his forehand, and Kazarek was able to draw it back. Smith is physically strong. He needed to kind of fight through a check, and he was able to. And once he was able to do that, he was able to throw it high, blocker side. And it hit the back of the net for the goal. So 3:04 left in the game. 5-0 Voyageurs. It's going to be Smith from Kazarek, I believe. But let's get the official.
The Pere Voyageur goal scored by number 17, Landon Smith, with an assist from number 22, Kate
Yep,
Kazarek.
that's what it's going to be. Smith from Kazarek. So going down on 2:45 left. Smith has it. He sends it over to Wiehausen. Wiehausen couldn't handle, but able to get it back. Wiehausen tried to send it over to Kazarek, but Verbort able to get the knocked puck. Oh, nice shot by Sands. That was redirected, but goaltender able to at least get a piece of it. And Flivvers looked to get rid of it and send it the length of the ice to relieve the pressure. 2:30 left in the third. See Logan Dewsnap out. Looks like he might be out for his first shift of the varsity game. Good to see Logan out there. Burkholtz unable to control the draw, but now we have it. Lee over to Greenya. Greenya with it. Greenya lost an edge. Dewsnap sent it over to Greenya. See if Dewsnap can keep it in. Nice play by Logan. Now Greenya in. Let's see who he can drop it to. Greenya looking, gets it down over to Burkholtz. Burkholtz tried for Lee, but they broke it up. Now the Flivvers come out, a little 1-on-2. Michael Van Helden going to put some pressure on. Now they're in offside, and they do blow the whistle. Number 8. That was a little frustration play there. Got the puck taken off his stick, and he went into the zone and before the puck, and he just gave it a swat. That's going to come out right in front of our bench for a face-off. 1:53 left in the period. 5-0 Voyageurs. Dos and Wafel out, looks like. Who else are we sending out here? Got a whole little bit of a mix of players here. I don't know what. Not sure what we got going on here. Medrano, Prokop, and what else we got out there? We got Cole Lundin. So Nathan Frank leaves it for Wafel. Wafel sends it up to Remy Medrano. Medrano now has it, makes a move at center ice. Got a little rush going on here. Medrano makes a move, able to make a move, but they did knock it away. They had guys back. Lundin tries to send it over to Prokop. He rings all the way over to Dose. Lundin able to forecheck it. Tries to center it, but nobody home. Wafel there on the check. Prokop was there to bust it up at center. Wafel sends it deep and around. Couple guys there on the Prokop. Tries to send it to Lundin. 1 minute left of the period. Thank you, Kurt. Wafel fires. Oh, it was redirected. I think it might have been off one of theirs, but nice pad save by the goaltender. Flivvers sending it deep. About 45 seconds left in the contest. Dose has it. Got his head up. See where he goes with it. Hits Wyatt Williams. Palmer Anderson was offside, I think, and they're saying offside. Yep, they are. Oh, no, now they put the arm down. I'm not really sure what that was about. About 20 seconds left. Wafel with it, goes back, sends it just out. Looks like it didn't get out. Wafel able to get it back, sends it up to Anderson. Shot hopping that was going wide. Just under 10 seconds left. Wafel has it, makes a move, sends it up over to Palmer Anderson, and we are going to have ourselves a 5-0 win. So great job by the Voyageurs tonight. I don't think they gave up a whole lot in that period, which is what you really like to have. But 5-0 Voyageurs. We'll recap the scoring here briefly. First goal in the first period was from Smith. It was Smith from Kazarik and Grenia. And we had one from Kazarik unassisted. That's where it held. In the second period, at 2-0 after one, in the second period, it was Dose on 4-on-4 hockey from Burkholz and Grenia. That was 3-0 after the second period. And then in the third period, we had 2 goals. We had a shorty by Austin Lee unassisted. And then we had one Landon Smith from Kazarik. And that rounded out the scoring. So tune in tomorrow, 4 o'clock will be the varsity game. 6 o'clock for the JV game down in Fond du Lac as the Voyageurs go to travel down to Fond du Lac to take on the Cardinals. We want to thank Old Bird Media and all they did tonight. Hope that it was a great experience for you, and we thank you for tuning in. And have yourself a wonderful night. Catch you tomorrow.